it's an interesting year because we're really wrapping up this year, the final part of Pluto in Capricorn. Now, Pluto goes into Aquarius on March 24th of 2023, but it's only there temporarily, of course. We just get a tiny taste of it, and then it backs into Capricorn again. But this is a full year of just Pluto and Capricorn, so we're ending the whole reign of the government just completely going catastrophic. The collapse of really old business that we've seen, the whole Me Too movement, screw the patriarchy, all of those things have been a big Pluto in Capricorn. And so Pluto moving into Aquarius, which is going to be based on, groups of people collectively coming together, all the separation from COVID and the separation politically too, that's going to shift a lot in 2023. And for the next 15 years, we're going to see a lot of change in that. So I don't feel like 2022 is going to be anything like we've seen, in 2020. That was really an anomaly, so I don't think it's going to be that bad. The big thing of 2022 is the fact that Jupiter and Neptune are merging. This happens about every 12 years. And so the merging of Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces is really ramping up compassion and psychic ability. A lot of creative stuff is going to come out of this. It's exact April 12th, but it's kind of an orb, really the majority of the year. When we have this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, the arts are really going to flourish. Like I said, compassion and all of that. And we probably will see a little bit of people who like to escape even more because, Neptune does rule drugs and alcohol. So we will have Jupiter kind of expanding that a little bit. But I think that's a big part of this year. We also have 2021, we saw 3 squares with Uranus and Saturn. And I noticed every time that this happened, that COVID would spike back up. So the first one was in February, let's see, I've got it written down. February 17th was the first one. June 14th was the second one. And December 24th was the final one of 2021. And that's when you see these big surges of COVID come up. We're getting one more in October of 2022, early October. So there is a possibility for that to still yet working itself out, all of that with COVID. And we do have a Mars retrograde this year. So Mars is going to spend 7 months in the sign of Gemini for all you Geminis out there. And Sagittarius are getting affected as well. And Pisces are getting affected as well as Virgos, because that's all the kind of ways that Mars is affecting everyone. Mars will be in Gemini from August 21st till March of 2023. So Mars will be leaving right when we get Pluto into Aquarius. And the retrograde of Mars will be October 30th through January 10th. So we are having a lot of Gemini activity with Mars and that's a big deal. We have eclipses this year in Scorpio and Taurus, and that has been a big shift where it was a lot of communication with Gemini and Sagittarius eclipses. These are eclipses. We have the South Node really moving through Scorpio, and the North Node moving through Taurus this year. So all of the things of Scorpio that we see, it's very interesting because in 2020, we had the whole South Node going through Sagittarius. And so what we saw leaving behind was travel and school. That was the whole Sagittarian thing. So now that we move through Scorpio and we really kind of let go of a lot of Scorpion things and we move through Taurus, we're kind of moving in more of that Taurus vibe. We're really kind of slowing down. There is that slowing down a lot, lessening of the intensity. of Scorpio, more out in nature, which is perfect. Look at you, where you are, beautiful. More kind of letting go of all of the negative forms of Scorpio, which is obsessiveness and jealousy. And so it's an interesting move into those different directions. So that, coupled with this wonderful Neptunian energy and Jupiter, is really nice. Jupiter's in Pisces until May, where in May Jupiter dips into Aries. So it's really good news for all you early Aries out there. Jupiter will enter into your sign and hang out till about 8 degrees, where it retrogrades back out, and it will go back into Pisces a little bit. But then in 2023 we get a little bit of Aries and Taurus action for Jupiter. So late Pisces, early Aries are really going to appreciate all that wonderful Jupiter energy. Aquarians are still having a bit of a tough time, as Saturn is still churning through your sign and doing all those wonderful Saturn things of being accountable and responsible and getting your shit together. You know, it's a tough one, but it's always a really great, just a great kind of transit to go through. I think it's hard, but it really gives you some great rewards in the end. Uranus is still chugging through Taurus. We will get Uranus conjoining with the North Node a bit as we move into August. And there is, right at the end of July, beginning of August, Mars, Uranus, and the North Node are all kind of tied up together at around 18 degrees, right at 18 degrees. That 18-degree Taurus point is very pivotal, as that's where that Saturn-Uranus square is happening. And we also have eclipses in Taurus this year. So we are seeing a lot of Tauran action. And of course, Taurus is associated with money, the stock market, finance. So there is still a lot of instability in that area, as we can, kind of assess with how crazy the world is. And we, as far as the whole Russian-Ukraine thing that is happening, Putin's chart, which we don't 100% know his chart, but I do know that he is getting a Saturn opposite his Pluto. So we are hopeful that that's going to kind of help that situation out a little bit as well. But I think overall it's going to be a pretty good year.